dancing in the moonlight. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Such a fine and simple sight. Oh. Okay. Get this over here like this here. Yeah, like that there. All right, get myself a drink of water. Hey, Wolverine. Wolverine, you've been the more recent over the last few months, the leader in the firsts in the live streams. You've got that top spot a lot. For a while, Cesaro, now known as Yo, on here, he had a good string going for a while, but you've been kicking some ass up there. Cosmic Awareness is in, and now we just wait to see if Susan decides to grace anyone else with a notification. Let's just sit here and wait on Susan. Oh, you know what? I gotta fix this too. This chat box that I have right next to my great big giant head here. Sometimes I have to kick it in the ass to get it going. It should be going now. Okay, and boom. All right, now we got Corrupted Cord and Mr. Badlands, and Jeff is in, Cody, Jack Queen, Max Wolf, Night Danger, Fringe History. Hey, Morgan. Downwards in. Lude is in. Yeah, it is late tonight, Lude. I just had tons of shit going on today. Hey, Zelnick. And I've been trying to get videos done ahead because I've only got, it's amazing how fast time goes. I've got like 10 days left before we're going to be gone for a few days. And so today I was working on getting extra working on getting extra videos put together for that Goose channel over there. What in the lateness? I'm having dinner, damn it. What are we having? I had McDonald's today. It was just one of those days where, and we just got through talking about how McDonald's is like a last ditch thing, and that's what it was. Oh, it's the closest, easiest place. And like I say, I was running behind on everything, and we got a coupon thing from somewhere, and Spaz Kid had a coupon for 40 nuggets and 2 large fries for like $15, so we went and got that. And him and his mom shared the nuggets, and I got a quarter pounder. On the nugget breakdown, Brax, what did you eat? Like 35 to 5 on Mom or something?
It was like
about that.
25 to like 7 or 8, maybe.
Oh, there's some left. Okay, because Mom don't eat that many. This best kid down, he said about 25 nuggets. That's not bad for him. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is a late free for all Friday, Monkey. Again, just a busy day today. One in my mind said this threw me off. I'm on the toilet. That's why I did it. Toilet humor. That's all I know. Stop watching porn, Spaz Kid. Monkey says. No.
You guys complain. You guys get a show.
You guys get. Yeah, true. Spaz Kid says you guys can watch over his shoulder. He's cool with that. Corrupted Cord says normal people Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Me Call of Booty Smack Cox 2. Hey, Tui. Yeah, it is late free for all. I had a shrimp scampi dish yesterday. It was delicious. See, that's why I'm just so goddamn boring with my tastes. I just don't like anything. It makes me sad. No, not really, because I just eat tons and tons of the food I do like. Next post, Morgan? Oh, right here. So I move in a week, and I just got informed one of the employees at the moving company has COVID, so they had to cancel on me. God damn. Thankfully, I found another company available on my date and cheaper. Oh, shit. So that was, okay. That was, as our favorite painter would say, that was a happy accident. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad it worked out that way for you. Yeah, COVID's throwing everything. Well, yeah, you guys need me to tell you that. But we just, the place where my wife used to work is a assisted living center for elderly people. It's where my mom is now. They just had, I guess there's rumor that they had a test go there or something. I don't know. It's all over the place though now. Smithy says, ever watch the epic NPC man list from the channel Viva La Dirt League? It's amazing, great content. We decided right. Epic NPC man from the Viva La Dirt League. No, Smith. I don't. What would be Viva La Dirt though? Is that like just basic comedy or? No, I never heard of it. Leftover nuggets. That's high treason here.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Barry's. And back in the day, that never would have happened because I would have wolfed them down. But as I've gotten older, and my stupid guts turned to just basically became a pussy and can't handle anything anymore. If I'd have eaten them, we wouldn't be having this stream because I'd just be in the bathroom going, making all these weird sounds and shit right now. Hey, Glenn. Hey, good to see you again, my friend. Yeah, I heard Icewave. Icewave said just got another state shutdown here in California. Yeah, I was reading some people were posting on social media some of the guidelines, and basically you guys can't walk outside. See, this is where everything goes off the rails on both sides, because then you got politicians that try and put some regulations in purportedly to try and stop the spread of the virus, but then you go overboard. Listen, if you're out for a walk and you're not going to be within 6 feet of anybody else, you're out walking out and about. You can't restrict people from doing that. You can't restrict people from being outside their house. Excuse me, to go for a walk, especially after this many months of being under the thumb of this virus and everything. But it just, politicians on either side will never handle things properly. It's always one extreme or the other. It's always either, the virus is just a hoax, they ain't really out there, or it's, well, let's just shut everything down and nobody move, nobody go out of their house for just a few weeks and it'll be okay. And that's not how that works either. Money on My Mind says, me and my wife tested positive yesterday. So, sorry to hear that, pal. Jesus Christ. Well, I hope you guys at least have the very, very light symptoms. I hope. Oh, Monday My Mind Stream Boss too. Oh, that sucks though. Check last post. McBrack's on a diet. Brax ain't nearly as bulky as me. Hold on. Brax can eat the entire universe to complain that he's hungry. He's not as bad as I am. He had the freshman 15. When he first went to college, his first year of college, and they eat and eat and eat. But he's lost a good hunk of that. Morgan says, I am so excited to move because I'm in a basement apartment with no appliances. Upgrading to a townhome with dishwasher, washer, dryer, and full base. Oh, nice, Morgan. Wow. That'll be nice. That'll be like a culture shock. Yeah, you'll like that. Good for you. Glad it all worked out with the movers. That sucks. Getting, especially when you're so excited for a move like that and to have the ability to make the move cut out from under you and then to find somebody else that'll do it even cheaper. Yep, that works. Okay. It says finally recovered from a mild case of COVID that took 2 weeks to get over, and it started on Thanksgiving Day, Dad.
Yeah.
So, oh man, yeah, really. Yeah, what a time to start having symptoms right on Thanksgiving. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, pal. Donald Trump wants to revoke Section 230. What's this mean for YouTube? First of all, I don't know that he's going to be able to do it. He is trying to tie that into the defense spending bill, and even if he vetoes it, I think the votes are there to override his veto. So it's hard to say exactly. It's more pointed at Facebook and Twitter. There's so many intricacies within that law, of making companies responsible for what's posted on their space that I don't know. I don't know what to tell you exactly what the ramifications would be. I'm thinking on YouTube they'd be fairly minimal. Lord says, California sent an emergency alert to my phone informing me of a lockdown. Really? They went through all that? It had the annoying emergency sound machine scream to talk. They're getting a little dramatic, aren't they? Here's my question. What happens if people decide to go out and about anyway? I mean, now you're not talking about just businesses with restrictions and stuff. You're telling people you can't be out and around. Are you going to start arresting people? because I would imagine that will end up in violence. I mean, people will lose their shit if you try to arrest someone because they're out walking around and you have Gestapo officers coming up to them and ensuring that they're out doing something that they deem important. So what do you do? Nationwide shutdown includes OnlyFans, no simps. Barry says. Money on my mind says, take my money, homie. My wife is sick, but you come first. Oh man. So your wife's got symptoms. Money on my mind. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I just hate anybody having to deal with that shit. I hope it doesn't get serious for her. Hey Ed says, hey Curtis, did you ever watch the Jay Lethal and Ric Flair segment where they were wooing off?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I can't give my thought. I didn't know about that. Jay Lethal and Ric Flair and a woo off. No, I've never seen that, Ed. Smith says, Epic NPC Man, filmed and produced by them. All props, costumes, etc. are in person and make fun of nearly all game tropes. Oh, that's cool. Maybe Spaz could have seen it. He's talking to someone right now. I'll have to ask him that. Epic NPC Man. That's cool. Satirizing game tropes. Yeah, that sounds like something I would enjoy. Nope, dope says my cousin's short-term memory got fucked by a big black dude named Taquan.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. Yow. If you're out and about, they find you. That's what I'm hearing, Dow Lord. Hey, like I say, it's going to be interesting to see. Everything right now, well, I don't have to tell you guys that, that everything in this country is just smoldering right now. And if you start finding people, I think that could end up, just my opinion. I mean, I'm certainly not wishing for it. I'm just saying I think that could end up with some pretty extreme fallout. See, I don't personally, just, and this is because I follow it so close, I don't think the ultra clamp down lockdown works. The biggest indicator we have for that is this wave is much bigger and stronger than the initial wave, and no matter how many ways you slice it, millions more people were doing the right thing when this wave started than were doing the right thing. The first one started, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, and the government was telling us don't wear masks. Nobody was social distancing. That wasn't even a thing. Nobody was wearing masks. Now here you had a large percentage of the country doing the right thing, trying to social distance as best they can, wearing masks, and you got an even bigger breakout. It goes back to what the epidemiologist said right from the beginning about these coronaviruses. They're going to pretty much do their own thing. There's no way you can stop waves from happening because some people have to be out and about. You can't shut the world down to where the streets are bare. And as long as that's the case, these things transmit so easily, it's still going to continue on. You're going to go home, give it to other people. There's going to be human interaction. Now, can really tightening the screws down bring down the number of infections? Probably a little, but I think it's almost an insignificant amount. So then you have to ask, is what you're doing to the economy and people's mental health and the balancing of the scales, is that worth it?
Yeah.
And that's what, unfortunately, we're left for our politicians to decide. Most of our politicians are kind of morons. So Ty says, California sent one to my phone. I live in Reno, Nevada. They did. They sent you one saying, listen, just in case you were thinking about walking across this border. And well, Ty, are you in, I don't know how many of you saw this. Are you in New California New Nevada or New California with that filing on the Texas case against the election? That was pretty good. Yada yada yada. Say 4 kids is greater than subbed anime. No, we disagree on that one, Wolverine. No, 4 kids is not greater than much. A sustained 105 fever leads to brain damage. Yeah, well, certainly can. Nope. Yeah, that's a significant fever. 105. Jack Queen says, Depends what you mean by work. Slows down the spread when it gets back up to ridiculous levels until the vaccine. The other alternatives let more people die. Yeah, as I said, Jack, I think it will have a, I think it will have an effect. I don't think it's a hugely significant number because, again, just for the same reason as I outlined, we've already seen that when this virus wants to make a run, it's going to make a run. There's no way to shut this world down. People still have, you have people that have to be out there and about. You have people still have to be able to go out and get food and have to make trips to the doctor or this, that, or the other. As long as people are interacting, there's going to be some spread. Now, again, as I said, putting the screws to a shutdown, it probably will bring the percentages down somewhat. And the other alternative is to let more people die. The other alternative is to also, I'm sure you've seen, you realize that the number of suicides is up dramatically. The percentage of divorce has skyrocketed. The domestic violence cases are up dramatically. And this is all a result of the mental strain that this puts on people. Not to mention, we're so deep into this now, what it does economically, which in turn results in more of a mental strain. So you can look at it that way and you can say, nope, all we have to worry about is this virus. We got to stop that and screw this other stuff. I don't think that's the case. I think you have to balance the two. Michael says, me, born, Eisen. It was all a part of my plan. That goddamn Eisen. Oh, you said Yar Yar Days? I just looked at it quick. Not Yada Yada Daze. Okay, Yar Yar Days then.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear Paulo says, but don't worry. Here in Europe, the mess is maybe even greater than in America. I from the little bit I'm able to read, Paulo, yeah, I see. It's just, it's just taking its turn, just battering different parts of the world. I think what is it? Only Antarctica is the only continent that it hasn't reached yet, I believe. Super Saiyan Monkey says, penis. Well, fortunately, we're getting the, England's on top of it. They've got the vaccinations going. It's looking like they're going to start up here. We've got the preliminary okay already. Looks like it's going to be starting up here in America soon. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Oh, important question. Favorite Christmas song? That's a tough one, Morgan. I like Christmas songs too. I think it depends a lot on who does it. I like Happy Christmas, John Lennon. Boy, I'm just trying to. The radio station I listen to this time of year, whenever I'm buzzing around the car, plays just Christmas music. So you'd think I would have them right on top of my head.
He's losing a ton of farm because he's literally just trying to kill me.
Oh,
I like.
yeah.
Oh gosh. Pentatonix's version of Carol of the Bells. That might even be it. I love that version. The Carol of the Bells. Yeah, that might be it. Downward says, I'm convinced me and my family had COVID before the lockdowns took place. We all thought we had the flu or something, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, Downward. Oh, he's Stream Boss too. A lot of people, including ourselves, have wondered about that only because last December we were in Disney, the whole family. Me, my wife, Spaz kid, and my grandkid's daughter and son-in-law. And in the last couple days we were there, everybody pretty much got kind of sick. It wasn't, if, and we don't know if we actually did have it, but it would just seem like a coincidence. But nobody got it desperately bad, but everybody just felt a little crappy for like a day and a half. And so we were wondering that too. We've never been tested to see, if there are signs that we had it. But we'd wondered about that. And it could just be a coincidence too. Tyler says, did you hear that if you have severe allergies, you shouldn't take the vaccine? Yeah, they're saying, Tyler, and by severe, it's got to be like ultra severe. They're saying you have to have an allergy that would basically put you into an anaphylactic shock.
Yeah.
They said a good way to judge it is if you've ever had to have an EpiPen prescribed, then they might have to look into whether or not you should take this, or get this vaccine. But you know what? You know what frustrated me? I was at the doctor the other day. I was talking about it with my doctor. I just had my regular checkup. They came out, and this is the way that the news reports things, and they were telling us all that 2 people in England with severe allergies had a reaction. And I searched everywhere. And in fairness, I didn't look again. It may have come out by now. But at the time, I looked everywhere, and nobody said what the reaction was. And that's what my doctor was saying, too. He says, as physicians, we need to know, was the reaction a blotch on the person's cheek, or are they intubated? There was nothing at that time, nothing about what the reaction was. Did anybody hear? To be honest with you, until we just talked about it, I'd forgotten about following up on it. I'm just curious, but that was kind of, well, it's the news we get. It would have been nice to know, is it a severe reaction, a mild reaction? White Christmas, Dean Martin, that's a good one in my mind. Dean Martin's a legend. Yeah, White Christmas by Dean Martin's a really good one. I had heard that Trashman in New York pre-COVID made $250K. I don't know what they make, but I know it's pretty good down there, Smith. It's a tough, well, of course, I worked on a garbage truck, not in New York City, up here upstate. And we didn't make anywhere near that, but I know down there they make a good buck. It's a dangerous, tough job down there, though. Let's see. Tui says, how do you feel about the new Floyd boxing match? I just hope Floyd doesn't screw around too much, because we all know, well, he's money, Floyd Mayweather, and he'll be the first to tell you, he does things for cash. So I would have rather that Paul went in there against a headhunter, somebody that wanted to beat the shit out of him, and I'm not sure Floyd will do that. I can't imagine Floyd getting even touched in that fight if he decides he doesn't want to. Even at his age, his speed is still ridiculous. So I think Floyd just does whatever he wants in the fight. He won't get hit. He'll get up and inside because Logan's a lot bigger than him. He'll get up inside and he'll batter him around a little bit. But I wonder if he'll actually try to hurt him or he'll just try and embarrass him by the fact that he can't hit him. And I did see the Tyson fight. Roy Jones is a very experienced fighter. And what he did was he fought that fight to not get knocked out. That's how Roy approached it. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but that's why it was kind of slow moving. Because Roy Jones is a talented fighter, and he's good enough that if he's going to fight not to win, just to not get knocked out, he can do that. And to me, that's what he did.
Oh, yeah.
Drip Sensei says, hey man, I recently got COVID. Oh, goddamn. I've been bored as hell quarantine. LOL, your Naruto reactions vids are keeping me sane. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, geez. We got a lot of people a lot of people worldwide are getting it now. But I hope you're feeling good. I hope you didn't get severe symptoms. But thank you for that. I appreciate it. Hey, do you think if you were in your prime, do you think you could fight Batista? Well, Pentagon, we all know the parameters of professional wrestling. Sure, I could have worked a match with him. Sure. I think any promoter that would have put me over on him would have had to have been on drugs. But I would have loved to have worked him. He was a good, safe worker as far as I'm concerned. Downlord says, now I'm kind of ignorant about this, so forgive me in advance, but if someone got COVID and beat it, do they need the vaccine? When they already have antibodies to fight at that point? Well, last I read up on that, Downlord, because obviously, COVID's still such a new virus, they aren't positive. The last I read, they think, the doctors have said that they believe once you get COVID, it does create antibodies. They didn't know how long they last, if it's permanent, if it's a few months, whatever the case may be. And I know some people say, no, people got a second time. I'm aware of that. The doctors were aware of that. But what they're saying is they're not sure they got it a second time and that they never actually beat it the first time is more likely. So last I read, they don't know for sure. That they strongly believe that you do have antibodies, but you would probably still want the vaccine because they don't know how long those antibodies would last, and the vaccine they can track. So that's what I read anyway. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ, gone. He says you don't want to buy gifts for the kiddies this year. Tell them Santa died of COVID. uh, Jack says, honestly, don't know how I haven't gotten it yet. Why are you're forced out and about a lot, are you, Jack? It is. It's scary, isn't it? This is, I mean, where I am, up until this past month, we've had extremely limited cases, and it's even starting to make the rounds up here. I've gotten to where I do pretty much anytime we have to be out, I go out because I'd rather it be me out there than my wife with her breathing issues and stuff. I don't want to take a chance.
Oh, Kendrick, have a mark.
Yeah, but Jack, I'm with you. If you got to be out and about a lot, it is. It's kind of intimidating. It's scary because. Honestly, Lude says, as much as I despise the Pauls, I'm kind of hoping Logan wins. Really? I know he won't, but the absolute meltdown in the boxing community would happen if you guys asked me to be insane. You're not wrong. The only thing that would happen there, though, you know what a lot of it would be, though, Lude? Yeah, it would be a meltdown. But then they would come out of it, and justifiably to a degree, they would justify it with, well, that's because Floyd is, what is he, 50 years old? They're just going to say, okay, so Logan beat up an old man. That's how they'll try and write it off. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't see any way it happens anyway. Again, with those big, horrible looping punches those guys throw, you're not going to touch Floyd Mayweather. Morgan says, I'm prone to bronchitis. Ooh, so I really hope I don't get COVID. Absolutely. My gut says I'd be okay, but I tend to have to get a steroid every year, so it makes me nervous. Yeah, you definitely, well, everybody does. But given those circumstances, yeah, Morgan, you want to do everything you can to increase your odds of not getting it. I work at USPS, still out listening to greatness. Smith says, "Oh, you work for the postal system again? Yeah, it means you're out and about. And that's why you can't, we can't stop it from spreading because again, obviously you can't shut down life. I mean, to where nobody is moving." But that's not a surprise. If you read early on, there were epidemiologists right when it was first starting. I mean, the people that actually, study this stuff for a living, and they said coronaviruses have a mind of their own, basically, typically. And as they were starting to realize how easily this one transmits, they said there's, and they supported the whole lockdown thing and everything to try and flatten the curve. They weren't being irresponsible, but they were saying you're not going to stop it from spreading. And they were right. And they said it will come in its own waves regardless of what you do. They said it will come in its own waves until it gets to zero spread. And they've been proven to be right. That's why they're smart and I'm not. That's why they're smart. I read what they say and just regurgitate it. Jake says, from what I've seen from police officers, they're not going to enforce the restrictions. Oop. Hold on, Jake. Oh, there it is. Your thing the note just dropped. They're not the Gestapo. They'll make contact if it's a large group having a party, but that's about it. That's the way it should be. Again, especially with the way tensions are right now, you got to tread lightly. Hell, guys, who knows what we're going to be in for whichever way this Texas lawsuit case goes in the Supreme Court. That's where we're going to finally find out, I believe, if there is going to be any type of dramatic fallout from the election. MVP says, got a 2-week vacation, so looking forward to it. Hope everything is going great for you. Good for you, my friend. Hope all's going well for you, too. It is. Everything's going good for me. Can't complain. And that's the best when you're just starting on vacation. Oh, man. It's just such a rush. Now I can't. I mean, I'm a very fortunate person. Now this is what I do with my days, and I look forward to it every day. But when you're working a regular job, even though I didn't hate my job, when you're working a regular job, as I did for almost 40 years, you get to those first days of vacation, or even those last few days before your vacation, it's just like a whole new level of hype. Yeah, remember the feeling well. Pentagon says, how does a chop feel? Depends on who's delivering it. They sting. They're supposed to sting. There's nothing you can do with the chops, you can make them sound. If you know how to land your hand, you can make the sound extremely loud, but no matter how you do it, they hurt. And that would be, for me, one of the great traditions in wrestling is to rough up greeners a little bit, and that's what I would do it with chops. You want to do it with something safe. You can chop somebody up, make them sore. Their chest is going to hurt for a couple days. It's going to get all red and stuff, but you're not going to do any serious damage to them. And so yeah, that was. I have on video somewhere. I was working a green guy, and I had come back. I was actually retired, but they asked me to do a special anniversary show. I was working this greener, and they screwed with him a lot first, and then they told me to go out there and just chop him up a little. I'll have to. I don't think I have it online. I'll have to see if I can find it. I could post it somewhere for you guys. Ty says, I love that I can say Texas is suing my state. Oh, you're in one of the swing states, Ty? Yeah, it's gonna. This is I do believe though this is the pivotal point. When the Supreme Court renders a decision on that lawsuit is when we all need to hold our breath a little bit and just see what happens over the following week, couple weeks, or maybe even month. What about chair shots? Chair shots hurt like a bitch, Super Saiyan monkey. In a lot of the big time promotions, they have chairs that are somewhat gimmicked. I mean, they're not of the finest quality, and that was on purpose. And now, as you'll see, they don't even take, like in the WWE, they don't even take chair shots to the head anymore. But the chairs we use were just like the chairs, around the kids' table on Thanksgiving. They're the regular old folding chairs. And yeah, I've taken several in a night before with those real, hey Jake, hardcore chairs. And it's one of the reasons that I forget things as much as I do, literally. MVP says you could do a judo chop like an Austin Powers. Or the what was the Vulcan death grip from Star Trek? Hey Tomoko. yeah, do the old Austin Powers chop. I did a match one time I really liked. It was near the end of my career. I would have done it more. Hey Dino Gamer. Me and a buddy of mine did this match, and I just thought it might be funny. Hey V. We did a stolen finisher match. The match could only end if you used a finisher made famous by a big time worker. That was a lot of fun. Vanilla Twilight, good to have you. I wish I don't have that one on tape. I wish somebody would have recorded that one. That was a lot of fun that time. Ocho says, "Be careful, Curtis. You can't talk about voting fraud on YouTube anymore. Susan might terminate you." Oh yeah, I know. You got to be careful with everything you say. Susan's little fifis get hurt real easily. Hi, Jody.
More expensive than an 1820.
Hey, Mr. King of Negativity. Good to see you.
They gave me 20% off.
Pentagon says, "Do you think you could take an RKO?" Sure. I mean, King Obed. Randy Orton's a pro's pro. He knows how to deliver it. And yeah, taking an RKO, if everything goes smooth, like any move, it's not a bad bump. Somebody who commented said, "I sound like Mickey Mouse." I never heard that in my voice before. I mean, usually we get comments about how I look, like, Thanos, obviously, or just a creepy old white guy or something, but like Mickey Mouse? I don't know. I've never really heard that. I bet those people just unsubbed and subbed back. Yeah. Lenny the Face says, that was a lot of people coming in. It was a fun match, Big Green. I wish I'd have thought of that earlier on in my career. It was just a great thing to do in the indies. You wouldn't want to do it in the big time because that was my concern. With wrestling, it's all about respect, and I didn't even want to seem like I was putting together a match that was meant to be disrespectful to the people at the next level above. But I thinking about it, I don't. It wasn't meant to be disrespectful. I don't think anyone would take it that way. It's actually kind of an homage to guys who came up with brilliant finishing moves. But it was a blast. We had a good time with it. Smith says, "Don't forget ERB where Austin Powers said, like all the sex I've ever had. Unprotected." Yeah. ERB, they're just some of the best. Maybe prostitute Mickey. Yeah, Big Green.
Yeah.
Nate says, give Susan a WWE style attitude adjustment. Cosmic awareness, media news. Florida man bites his brother's penis off after seeing him having sex with his cousin on his favorite DBZ blanket. Man, that seems legit to me. Making 2020 worse sure is fun, my jokes. Willie says, Colorado has never been important to anybody. People only started giving a shit when we legalized weed, and then they came flocking and completely fucked our housing. Did they, Willie? I know people were, when you got guys legalized marijuana, I know that was, like you say, Colorado never gets a lot of national attention until something like that took place. I didn't realize that, oh man, they fucked the housing market bad. I didn't realize there was that big of an influx. I didn't realize there were that many stoners that devoted. Here's a joke. You being up to date on comments? I'm not sure what you mean, Wolverine. You're not talking. I didn't miss any super chats or something, did I? Other than that, I think I'm right on point with the comments. I believe. Arthur says, I didn't know you started interspecies reviewers. I feel like I just visited a brothel. Oh man, I like that show. Well, you guys know I'm gonna like that show. But even beyond just the pure etchy elements of it. Oh, Arthur Stream Boss. It is funny. I mean, it's good characters, funny stuff. I like the all the different species they come up with. Today's episode, the one that I watched today, I was like really kind of distraught because, typically the episodes, it seems I'm up to episode 8, I think, will have 2 different adventures within the episode where 2 different reviews. I thought they were really hard on the girls they rated today. I was a little annoyed by Stunk and Zell. They were like, it's like, damn, dude, you guys are being stingy with the points. MVP, that's a tough one for me. What's your favorite Austin Powers movie? Anyways, mine is Goldmember. I liked them. They weren't high enough on my list of favorites that I do rewatches on them, so it's been years since I saw them. Right off the top of my head, it would be the original. Was it International Man of Mystery? I think that was the first one. It would be the original one. But again, I do like them. But they never ranked high enough on my list that I've done a lot of rewatching of them. Excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. Slade says, the Goosh, my friend, I don't have credit card for Patreon. I can't wait for next year when I can finally join the Patreon for anime reaction. Slade, I so wish I could bring them to you guys. Or at least the initial plan was when the Goosh first came into being, and I know not everybody's been with us that long. That's back when we were still able to do some significant anime reactions on YouTube. So it was just like, okay, I'll always make sure we have some for the YouTube crew, and then this was for the Goose was for people who wanted to support something entirely different, and we could do our own independent from YouTube. And it was right after we started that all the blocks and strikes started coming, and they just put us out of anime reaction business at the YouTube channel. Morgan, do you have a favorite Ed from Ed, and Eddie? It's probably Ed, not Double D. I just, the voice, the slamming of the head against everything. It's probably got to be Ed, Morgan. It's close, though. I just like all those guys. But yeah, it's probably Ed. If I having seen Meat Canyon's videos now, he does a lot for making you feel more sympathy towards Eddie, because Eddie is fucked up in his videos. I love it. Andrew says, "Have you, Curtis? You got me hooked on Vinland Saga." Andrew, other than what am I trying to say? Hunter x Hunter. I don't think I've ever recommended an anime more often than I recommend Vinland Saga. I just enjoyed it so much. I really, really loved that show. That was excellent, and it's just the prologue, and it was that good. And manga readers are telling me once they get the hopefully they get the second season out there, they said it's going to be fantastic.
And top lane. 2 people go top.
Arthur says, I like Piltia. By the way, we're working 2 jobs now. Are you, Arthur? I can sympathize. I did that for a lot of years, my friend. I can sympathize. So money's nice, but sucks sometimes.
They also didn't
Arcane Mystic. Hey, good seeing, my friend. He says, hey, Curtis, looking like a double wide surprise from the legendary Wabbit season. It should be an end of stream phrase. Oh, I can't put any more phrases into the end of the stream. Someday soon, we've been doing that same outro. We can't get rid of the goosh. But maybe I don't know, maybe we could think of, at some point, we might start developing a new outro just to switch things up a bit. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Super Saiyan Monkey says, the great Cornholio. I see TV from my bunghole. I love that show. Love Beavis and Butthead. Excuse me. Oh, M. Chrome was asking, yeah, what we're doing. Well, typical Free for All Friday, Chrome, all over the place. That's why I love Free for All Fridays, because they're all over the place. Thoughts on the movie Ready to Rumble with David Arquette? It was pretty terrible, Jake. That was some pretty bad shit. Right, Lou. Money is always nice as long as you have time to enjoy it. And that's the trick to, finding that balance. I always did a fairly good job of that. I was able to get the second jobs that worked the schedule well enough to make sure that I wasn't just working all the time, especially once Brax was born. You just want to have time to spend with your family, but doing the second job allowed us to do things like go on vacation and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a juggling act. Andrew says even binged the manga in 3 days and even more sad. Oh, it was so good, Andrew. I did. I love that series.
Oh, yeah.
God, it was so well written. Don't forget, yeah. Smith says, don't forget after Ed's headbutt, butter toast. Yeah. That was a great series, Ed, Ed and Eddie. It really was. True, Lex makes a good point. You can't replace Pomfu Pomfu. Yeah, Pomfu's been with us for a long time. Yeah, and M would slap the shit out of me, I think, if I replaced Pomfu anyway, and I'm scared. I don't want to get beat up. Yes, and M just said Pomfu and Goosh will forever be immortalized here. You can thank Luxbox and I. Yes, you're welcome. That's what I mean. M would smack me up if I got rid of Pomfu. I have no desire to get rid of that anyway. What do I think of AEW? Pentagon's good organization. Got some good workers. I don't watch a lot of wrestling. Just 'cause I don't watch a lot of TV. If I'm in front of the TV and I'm flipping channels, I'll stop on it and watch it. They got some decent workers. I think the little bit I've seen, the writing is here and there. It's good sometimes, kind of meh others, but good outfit. Cody says my sisters are watching JoJo Siwa. She was big to my granddaughter with the JoJo bows for about 10 minutes. It was a thing that caught on, and we bought her the bows and everything. She wanted some JoJo bows, but she just got over it in a hurry. She was like, so we'd never even see anything of her anymore. Of JoJo Siwa, I mean, because my granddaughter long since lost interest. My granddaughter is the wrestling fanatic in the family. He used to be my grandson, and he still watches. And my son-in-law watches on occasion, as do I. But my granddaughter is a fanatic for it. I felt so bad. That's one of the things we missed out on, is I had tickets for her. We were going to go in Albany here to see a SmackDown, and she was so excited. And I think it was in May. It was in May. And they postponed it to September. And then, of course, things still weren't better, so they canceled it altogether. I felt really bad. Chrome says, I'm able to recreate the Goosh intro using the golden model you sent me in any character you want, Curtis. Just saying it's possible. Nice, Chrome. And M says, we require no unconditional servitude or love, but that doesn't mean you can't shower us with it anyways. Well put, M. Sticky stuff forever, Icewave says. Out of all the finishers in WWE, which one's my favorite? The Claymore kick from Drew is cool. Drew McIntyre is a good worker, good wrestler. I don't know if I have a favorite individual finisher. Jake the Snake's, well, he actually wasn't the first one to do it. He made it famous. His DDT, of course, it's not really a finisher anymore. It's a mid-match move. But at the time, that was a big deal. That was well put together. Oh gosh, what was his name? He used to wrestle down in Texas. When I first broke in, he was down there. Was the first Chris something? What? Some of you guys remember. First one to really do the super kick. That became a really big move. That was a cool finisher. What was his name? Any of you guys remember? Texas wrestler, you know, smallish guy, not like a big bruiser type. Chris Adams. There it is. Chris Adams. Chris Adams with the super kick. But just being a Mark Calloway fan, maybe the Tombstone. I just like that style pile driver and all the great matches that's been a part of. Wolverine says, "Where'd you get Poundful from?" That video, that online video. Kimochi has that sticky stuff on me. Something. Poundful. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, Brax. Yeah. That was back when we could do the reaction video streams, and the gang showed me that one, and that caught on right away too. And like Em said, it was her and Chrome's influence that got that to be a real part of everything here. Have you ever worked with any of the bigger wrestlers? Sure, because what happens, gaming at Paranormal is the guys get done with their WWE run and they'll work the indies, and so I've worked on shows with a bunch, wrestled a bunch of them. The guys I've wrestled have been Jimmy Snuka was my favorite of the big time guys to wrestle, and Tony Atlas, and Tito Santana, Sergeant Slaughter and King Kong Bundy were both guys I was supposed to work, and then it fell through. They weren't able to show for certain reasons. There's more. Road Warrior, Animal, Doink the Clown.
Oh yeah.
The guy from the WWE who used to play the Patriot and Salvatore Sincere. So a bunch of guys. All good. Pretty much all of them good guys. But I used to have a lot of fun working Jimmy. Jimmy was cool. You could tell there was a definite crazy edge to the man, but he was fun to work. Henry says, "Hey Curtis, my home life has been pretty stressful." Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, and depressing because my mom and dad have been always arguing, and one is an asshole and one is crazy, and it hurts me, and I don't know what to do, but you always make my day better. I'm really sorry to hear that, Henry. That's a difficult situation to be in. Yeah, I wish I had good advice to give you.
Yeah.
Other than to say, because it doesn't have to be kids. Even adults will sometimes take on a feeling of responsibility for that conflict between their parents. And the only thing I can tell you is to remember that that's just something that goes on between couples, between individuals, between people that live together. And as tough as it is, don't ever let it get onto you. Don't let it become a part of you thinking that you had something to do with it, that you're somehow the cause of it. And it's good that be able to take a healthy look at it and remember it and use it as a life experience to try and keep yourself from ever getting into that same type of situation. Don't allow it to dictate how you live your own life. But I wish I had some better words of wisdom to give you as far as dealing with it. That's really got to be difficult. Timothy says, "Introduce your granddaughter to the superior JoJo's." Oh, she's that wrestling. She's just fanatical. It drives my daughter nuts. Smith says, "On a different note, we love you, Curtis. This is definitely a nice space to relax, bullshit, and enjoy making fun of life. It doesn't seem often that we can be genuine. Don't change your crazy old world." Well, thank you, Smith. I appreciate that a lot. This is what I love, absolutely love about our community here, is exactly just what you outlined. And the times we have doing just exactly what we're doing right here, right now. I couldn't agree with you more. No, Licks actually, I think Licks might have been the one. I don't know. I'm coming in the middle of a conversation. Chrome says, I think Licks actually might have been the one who showed me first the Pound Fu video. I just remember M having a big impact, and it just really enjoyed it, and having a big impact in making sure that it was repeated through the channel till it became a part of it. But I think, well, Licks is here. She'll tell me. Oh, I wouldn't forget you, Lex.
Oh,
I think you were the one who actually
yeah.
weren't you the one who showed it to me first? I thought you were. I just remember, like I said, I just remember M promoting it a lot. M just found it funny, as did I. Arthur says, "Yeah, I don't have time to enjoy the money much, but I hear money attracts women." So, also, Piltia is the halfling from Interspecies. Oh, okay. Is that I gotcha, Arthur? Yeah, but I tell you, Arthur, it does. Again, as I can speak from experience, working two jobs does sucks, but it does have its reward. You don't get a lot of time, a lot of extra time, but getting that money ahead builds you some extra time down the road, typically. So just don't feel alone. I've been there too. It does. It does. It can be a lot, and it kind of sucks. There's no justice for Licks. I am the forgotten of the Spaz Girls. You'll never be forgotten, Licks. Never, never. Zeno says, "Hello, man. How's it going? I'm wait. Sorry. Oh, no problem, Zeno. not, not like people ever coming late because Susan didn't send them a notification. I think she would never do that. All the notifications go out." Let's see. Oh, Licks showed me the Goosh one. Well, you guys got know my memory. I thought I see now I did have that mix up. You're right then, Em. I thought Licks was the I knew Licks had showed me one of them, but I thought Licks was the Pamfu one. So Licks showed the
Oh,
Goose one? Okay.
yeah.
I believe it. I just couldn't I mean, I'm doing good just to remember the fact that Licks showed us one of one of the Cornerstone videos. Yeah, I'm really confused. I would have well, that tells you how bad my memory is because if somebody would have offered to bet me money on that, I would have taken it. I would have bet it was Licks that showed me the Pamfu video. Oops. Arthur says next post, please. Okay. Um, Henry, I dealt with the same thing. I know how much sucks seeing your house fall apart around you. I suggest getting a place if you can. Absolutely. The independence helps. If not, watch One Piece or get involved in an MMO and block it out. Right. And like I say, Arthur, it just like most experiences in life, and try and carry the experience with you in a healthy manner to try and not repeat those actions. Okay, here, Gon says, Toby showed us Goose Goose and Lick showed it to you. Okay. See, I would have, and again, that's how bad my memory is. If somebody would have said, "Hey, I'll bet you $10," it wasn't Licks that showed you the Pamfu video. I would have bet you because I felt sure it was, and that's got to be why I just had to have crossed them with the Goosh man. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Monkey says. Mama says Florida man attempted to run over their child for not taking a bath. This happened on my birthday, bruh. Jesus Christ. Jake says, it's been nice making these streams this week. It's been good having you, pal. Unfortunately, my vacation is only 1 week long. Usually miss them since I get out of work at 4 Eastern. This one you still could have made. And, well, you never know from day to day. Well, trying to get these videos done ahead of time, I might have some more streams that are later in the day, too. It's been great you've been able to be in with us, Jake. Oh, there'll be more Brandon Rogers, Mario. What if Goku, Israel says, what if Goku chose Shrek the Ogre Lord to fight in the Tournament of Power? Yeah, I think it was, now again, I'm going to use my memory. It was Chrome, you were the one who brought that up to me just the other day, right? Yeah, it was you and I who were talking about it. Bailey says, have you seen Haim Eshid, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, former head of Israel's Defense Ministry Space Directorate, said Earth's been in contact with the Galactic Federation and there's an underground base on Mars. I forgot again, Chrome brought that up to me several days ago, and I kept saying, oh shit, when we get done with the stream, I'm going to go read more about it, and there's a surprise I keep forgetting. So I can't really give you any serious thoughts about it, other than I'm fascinated with it. Chrome says, so any thoughts on the Game Awards last night? Show was mixed, honestly. Sephiroth and Smash was surprising, but The Last of Us 2, Golf Simulator, sweeping the award show was rigged as hell. The only thing I saw of it, Chrome, was Brax had, we had, I say Thursday nights, we have friends that come over and watch football. And Brax had it on his phone, and he was showing me the awards as they were going, and he said the same thing. He said it was just, it was ridiculous because Last of Us 2 was clearly the fix was in. That's what he said. It wasn't even interesting because it was just so stupid. Is that what it was, Lex? No, I think Toby made the super chat recommending it because I asked him to show it to you. Because see, I had you mixed up on that because I would have sworn it was the pound. Does anybody remember who showed me the Poundful video? Then I know M thought it was hilarious, and Chrome did too. But I do remember M. That's why I had mentioned earlier when we talked about if I ever took the Poundful off, M would smack me because I remember M thinking it was hilarious, but I thought it was Lex who showed me that, so I'm not sure who did show me that one initially then. I did see that. That's sad. Insane Infernape says, Curtis, you know Tom Tiny Lister or Zeus from that horrible Hulk Hogan wrestling movie died yesterday. Of course, that's not the only thing he was in. He was, he had a lot of roles in Hollywood, but yeah, it's sad. Seemed like a good dude. Ice Wave says, what if the aliens come to Earth and you, Curtis, is their first contact? I say that goes one of two ways. Either they say, oh, fuck this, and they obliterate the planet, or they go, oh, fuck this, and they get the hell out of here. It's going to be one of the two.
Yeah, I don't know how you wanted that all to work out, though. Like, we knew Alex was doing all.
Do I still watch Devil Artemis? I haven't recently. I'd like to get back to it. DA's a great guy and his hilarious, and I haven't seen anything of his recently.
That was the whole point of him going in. Like,
Was it M? See, looks, I couldn't remember for sure. I know, like I say, I know M thought the Poundful video was hilarious, but the reason I didn't think it was her that showed it to me first was because I thought it was you.
wow.
So maybe it was M.
Fiddle,
Maybe I don't know. M's in here. She'll tell us. Chrome says, so we're finally out of lockdown today in Scotland. Kinda. It's still overly restrictive. Restaurants and bars still can't serve alcohol, and you can't enter a council area below your tier. Chrome is getting scary. I'm sure you guys are too. I was just reading a couple articles about it today. I mean, we're losing so many small businesses throughout America. They've been overwhelmed. They can't do it. You can't keep paying the overhead without a decent amount of income, if any income coming in, any revenue coming in. It's, when this is all done, we've got a long road to travel before things get anywhere close to normal. Arthur says, next post for censors. Okay. I'll watch for it, Arthur. Downward says, I was so disappointed with The Last of Us 2, especially when the first game was so good. Exactly what Brax said. That game-winning any sort of award is ridiculous. That's exactly what Brax said, Downward. He said it was just a complete farce, a complete fix.
What I like about the Game Awards
Yeah.
is whenever Naughty Dog, the guys who made it, won an award, right?
Yeah.
They're just reading from a script. They're like robots. And they found like a different representative from a different part of the company, and they just, gave you the whole bullshit spiel.
Yeah.
Versus the guys at Among Us, who were just 4 people, and one of them was on FaceTime because they couldn't be there.
Right.
And then they were just like really happy about it, and you could tell that they were just excited to be
Right.
a part of it.
Do a part of it. Yeah, well, that's because they didn't have the fix in like Last of Us 2 did. Rick says he memed it into legend status, and that's all that matters. That's what I remember. I remember because again, I thought it was hilarious too, and I remember him and I laughing about it constantly. Meet Canyon for president. He's got my vote. But yeah, Dollar, that's exactly what Brax had told me. I know I'm watching for Arthur's post too. There's something else that he's still trying to get it past censorship. It looks like. Cookie Monster says, what is your favorite Disney movie? Mine is The Muppets. It features my friend Kermit. Me no can forgive him for yelling at me after me had a goddamn smile face. If you include obviously Disney Pixar, it's the Toy Story movies. I just absolutely love those. Absolutely love them.
Oddly.
Yeah, Arthur says I think it's censoring my normal post too. Yeah, Susan has been known to do that, pal. We've had a number of the gang here have trouble with it.
Well,
Excuse me. Chrome says, because of my dad's work, I'm overly aware of how bad the lockdown is for businesses. A number of his clients have shut down because of it. They can't take it anymore. Rebuilding after this is too much for them. That's what I'm afraid of. And that's why I say, I'm not unsympathetic, excuse me, to what this virus means to a lot of people and their eventual health. It's still, there are circumstances beyond the direct effect of the virus that we have to take into account when we make policy. That's all. Zeno says everything is rigged. Presidential election, game show, the virus, 2020.
I'll talk to you later, bud.
Jack. I'm still trying to figure out if anybody. I missed what Okay, so Em and Jack were talking about it. That's what I was trying to see if anybody was able to determine who first showed me the Pamfu Pamfu song. Okay, so that's basically where it's at, Lou. The mystery person told, and it could have been one of the people. What you guys know, we've had a lot of people come and go over the years. It could have been just somebody who wasn't with us for a long period of time and just happened to show it first. It's amazing how it became such a legend here, though. Lion King? Lion King was a great one. Yeah, Lion King was a really good movie. But I love those Toy Story films. For those of you who are in the big fans of the Toy Story franchise, how's your favorites list go? Mine is 3, 1, 4, 2. I'm just curious because I love them. M says, my business is essentially dead because of COVID at the moment. LOL, it's horrible, but I'm hoping it'll be better in the upcoming months. I hope so too, Em. I really do. That's again, and that's why I say that. And I never mean to sound like, hey, I don't give a shit if people with COVID. That's not the case. It's just that they're suffering, and severe suffering, because of COVID that is not a direct result of having contracted the virus. And that's why it's so difficult to find that balance. Good point, Chrome. Wintertime is the worst for suicide rates. Now put COVID on top of that, then add massive unemployment and dead relatives. It's horrific. It really is. I'm just so rooting for this vaccine to be working at the efficacy that they've experienced in the testing and everything. And it will obviously domino effect if that's the case, because you have to remember that every single person that gets vaccinated, excuse me, goes through the process. If it's working at that rate, that's one less person that can be a potential carrier, and that's the only way to start getting ahead of it. Not just YouTube. Discord blacklisted my payments? What the hell's... I wonder what the hell that's about, Arthur. M says, when people ask what the best Disney soundtrack is, they sleep on Powerline from Goofy movie. I don't remember that, Em. I don't remember that. Alex says, "Oh no, it censored my funny pedophile joke." Who would have thought Susan would get that one? You haven't seen 4 yet? I swear it's worth the watch. And this is coming from somebody who loves that series and was not that gung ho on the making of 4, because I loved the way 3 ended. And it's like, you guys are just going to try and grab some more cash and fuck this up on me. But it's not the case. It was a good addendum to the story. Like I say, it ranks 3rd of the 4 for me, but it was definitely worth it. If you get time to sit down and watch it, you'll enjoy it. I've seen 2 and that's it, Lex. See that? And I like all of them. My least favorite Toy Story movie is 2, and it's still one of my all-time favorite movies. I really enjoy them. 3 is just... Oof. Super Mario says Biden 2020. Well, that really won't... Mario, the election's done. Now it's just the fallout we're getting through. Apparently, the Supreme Court just denied to hear Trump's Texas case, did they? Ooh, this is where it's going to get interesting. I mean, I hope there isn't anything. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to peel away for a second with Morgan telling me that. Let me just look at oof. This is where I get a little concerned. Supreme Court. Yep, you're right, Morgan. You figured that was coming anyway, but Supreme Court rejects Texas' push to overturn Biden victory. Boy. Uh-oh. Well, we'll see what the fallout is. Hopefully it's not as extreme as it might be. M says, I'm disappointed in you. A Goofy movie where Max and Goofy go on a road trip, but really Max just wants to go to the Powerline concert to impress a girl for some pussy. See, isn't that, it's terrible, M. I know I saw, I was going to say I saw it, and when you described that to me, I remember elements of it, but it's not sticking with me. And Spaz Kids was just saying how he loves that movie. That's terrible. I should watch that again. You're right. I'm disappointed in me too. I read your description. I remember elements of it, but wow, that's terrible that I've forgotten so much of that. Big Green says, "Damn, the last two must be really good. Then if the second is your least favorite, yeah." And like I say, Big Green, I still love the movie, but seeing as how somebody has to be fourth, I love 3 because the way they tied that whole we didn't know there was going to be a fourth. But the way they tied that all up, the whole thing with Andy, that kills me watching the end of that. That's as feels kicking to me as Hey Dad, Want to Have a Catch and Field of Dreams. And then 1, it was just set the stage for everything, and 1 was just so fun and so good. And 4, again, nothing wrong with 2, but 4 really surprised me how much I enjoyed seeing the characters again, but not only that, the characters they brought into the series and everything, and the predicament they put them in again, whereas I was thinking I didn't even want them to make 4, and it ended up being real good. And 2, just because as good as it was, there were things about the other 3 that I liked better. Jack says, Curtis is in trouble? Why I'm in trouble again? God damn it. Hi, Curtis. Just got my first legit job offer, Giggity Goo says, to work as a civilian with the Navy. Oh, cool. It's been a rough couple months after I graduated from college. My fellow grads out there don't give up. Oh, good for you. Congratulations, my friend. Good for you. Good. I'm hoping that 2021 will bring in good stuff for all of you guys, for all of us, I hope. Jake says, my grandkids 40 years from now. Grandpa, what happened in 2020? Me pulling out my inner Zorro. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing happened. Yeah, that's how we're all going to be. I think we won't want to revisit it at all. It'll just be a nothing happened. You're right. I saw that, Chrome. Chrome says, I'll be interested to see how the Hunter Biden thing goes. They named Kamala in his emails now. I did see that. That came kind of out of left field. I didn't expect Kamala to get mentioned in it. His dad, you're looking for, but that surprised me. Goofy movie is the most emotional. Oh shit! It dropped down as I was reading. Oh, there it is, Lex. Most emotional baby movie ever made. I gotta watch it again, because again, I knew I had seen it, and when M was giving me the little breakdown, I can remember bits and pieces of it, but I don't know.
Oh,
could have been,
yeah.
and I mean this sincerely. It could have been just one of those things that I watched during the bad post-concussion sessions I've had in life, and stuff in those eras is just gone. Arthur says the creator of Pamfu Pamfu did a 180 on her stance and demonized everyone that enjoyed it. Really? It's really sad. Can't support her content anymore. I don't know, but see, I don't get that. I'm with you, Arthur. Why demonize it? Everybody knows it's a gag. I mean, none of us are taking it seriously. One of the cornerstones of humor is outlandishness. Something so ridiculous that it's funny. And that's all it was. People just, I don't know. It's sad how people, it's one thing if you never had a sense of humor. It's another when you have one and then you just randomly lose it. Bailey says, I gotta go. Curtis got to be up for work in 5 hours. Oh shit, yeah, get some sleep. Stayed up to watch the stream. Take care, mate. Love your Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Bailey. I appreciate that a lot. Finding Nemo is the best Pixar movie. I like Finding Nemo, Willie. I watched it so much as a kid that I can still quote it word for word the whole damn movie. I like Finding Nemo. One of my favorite things to watch with the kids, and with Brax when he was little, and my grandkids even when they were younger, they've gotten older now too. Down in Disney and Epcot, they have a Turtle Talk with Crush attraction, and it's just this little theater, and the parents sit on benches, semicircle benches in the back, and all the kids gather in front of this big screen. Well, the big screen is actually the ocean, and Crush, the turtle, comes and he talks to the kids. And the rub is that we, the humans, are in the tank as Crush is talking to us, but it's a real live person doing Crush's voice, and he has real-time conversations with the kids. And that, the people that Disney hire for these things are just so good, so on the spot
Oh,
with their commentary and
yeah.
everything. I love bringing the kids to that. Excuse me. Teacher in 2040 says, now imagine yourself you went back to 2020.
Oh,
Dad, kids, you'd rather imagine not going back to
yeah.
2020. Yeah. Oh, I don't think there's going to be any of us, with anything but traumatic memories of this year. I bet you got SJW hate and just decided to cave. That's entirely possible, Arthur. People cave to that all the time. Again, because some people are humorless. That video is clearly just designed to be over the top and to be ridiculous. That's what makes it funny. But well, whatever. I love debating, Nathan. He said I love to see Curtis debate just anyone in 2024. I enjoy debating. Actually, I gotta go soon. Jackie says, so when are you taking the clothes off? It's late here. I've got dinner. Where's my show? Multigamer says, saddest movie in my opinion is The Boy with Striped Pajamas. I've heard of that, Multigamer. I haven't seen that, but I've heard of that. That's not the first time I've heard that title. That's interesting. I haven't heard it in a while, but I do remember hearing that before. Chrome says, if the Supreme Court refuses to take the case, does that mean it gets thrown to the House or Senate now? I think that's what's meant to happen now. It's still going to drag on, if I remember. Oh, really, Chrome? I didn't know that. I did not know that. It's entirely possible. I didn't know that. But yeah, as Morgan said, I just, after she said it, I just popped up another tab, and sure enough, they refused to hear it. So this is Chris is a master debater, Jack Queen says. This is where if things are going to get interesting, I think this was the point. And even if not in the next couple days, it's going to be, it's December 11th. So yeah, if we get through Biden's inauguration, I think we'll be okay going forward from there. But until then, there's going to be it's going to get testy. I really believe, unfortunately. I'm not sure Morgan, to be honest with you, where it goes from here. I don't think so. M said I'm pretty sure it has to go through the House and Senate to get the Supreme Court in the first place, doesn't it? I don't think so because, and again, I'm not positive on this. I'm not saying this is fact. This is opinion. I think because it was this Texas Attorney General that brought it, I think he can bring it directly to the Supreme Court. Isn't that the case? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. What's on new? Are we just telling? Pretty much, Samurai. We just Free for All Fridays are just that. We just come in, we talk about anything, everything, and do a lot of weird shit. Yeah, I'm not sure. And usually I'm into that stuff. I'm usually up on those processes and stuff. And Chrome could be right. I'm not sure how it goes. I'm really not. Let's see. Jack, I think some weird glitchy shit. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Lex was responding to Jack. Nathan says, I had a dream where Biden got inaugurated and Putin announces hours later that he's the Death Star. America says he's bluffing, then he blows up Pluto. That's a pretty intense dream, Nathan. Super Saiyan Monkey says, has anyone else ever masturbated while watching a Curtis live stream? No, not just, as a matter of fact, you asked at just the right time where I had, I was through with everything and I could raise my right hand again. Tyler says, I think there's going to be a lot of protests, and if the protests are not allowed, then I could see it getting violent. Yeah, there's so many different things that could, tensions are just so ratcheted up right now. And the thing of it is, it's not going to end. It's going to be the same story in 2024. It's this just venom that each side feels for the other is not going away. Yeah, like Chrome says, every time people claim it's over, it just ramps up even more. So I'm just going to wait and see the long game. There's still several more steps to go through, if I remember right. Yeah, it's gonna be hairy. It really is. All right, guys. Well, I gotta go. Thank you guys for joining me in a very late free for all Friday. I appreciate that. I wasn't sure how many of you guys would still be able to make it, especially you folks over in Europe, over in the UK. I know you guys are five. So what? It's after midnight there. I appreciate you guys hanging in with me. I love our Friday streams. This is so much fun. So now listen. This sticky stuff, not only is it Free for All Friday sticky stuff, which we know is the grade A sticky shit. Not only is it Free for All Friday stuff, but it's had an extra several hours to percolate today because it's later in the day. I never wanted to give that away, but later in the day, after the sticky stuff has simmered a little more, well, you'll see. It's more refined to the palate. It just is. It's a better vintage. Here it is. Quality Free for All Friday sticky stuff. Prime vintage. Primo vintage. Get those official sticky stuff fanny packs ready because this stuff has aged beautifully. Here you go. Pampu pampu sticky stuff for you. Pampu pampu for you. Pampu pampu sticky stuff for everybody. Because we'll bang. Okay. Wesley like Buggy.
Yeah.
And as always, most importantly, and aged to perfection always. Goosh, 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 goosh. Oh,